good night, whenever and wherever you may be watching this. Let me get a drink real quick. Welcome to Plant-Based Homestead Prepper, where we make prepping fun. And in this video, the title of this one is Listen or Start Listening to the People Who Have Your Best Interest in Their Heart. Listen or start listening to the people who have your best interest in their heart. So if you are new to the channel, we are Plant-Based Homestead Prepper, and we are a family of folks who just want to live like the way we want to live it. A lot of us are looking to eventually buy some land, get off the grid, do our own thing. As you come in, please hit that like button for me. It helps the channel. Also, my personal family, we have gone from being homeless 19 years ago to purchasing our first home about 4 or 5 years ago. Now that is a rental property. Y'all hit the like button for me. And we just a small little 3-acre farm back in November, December of 2020. And we're on the move. We're enjoying our property. It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work. And the way we got it set up, we have grass. We have grass everywhere. And I am cutting grass every week. I didn't tell you guys. I was able to go out and get me a zero turn last week. Bought a zero turn last week, and yeah, it's cut my cut rate down to like half. Because I had when we first knew we was gonna buy the property, I went and bought a Craftsman T260. You can look it up. It's a big tractor. It's a big lawn tractor with a 50-inch cutting deck, and I was excited about it in the beginning, but with that lawn tractor, it takes me like 2, sometimes 3 hours to cut grass. So I got a buddy who works somewhere, I'm not going to disclose, but they had one to return, and it really wasn't anything wrong with it. It needed a battery and they needed to adjust the blades or whatever. So I got it for over half off. So, and it's only a 42-inch cutting deck, but because the zero turners are so much faster in cutting, it doesn't take me nearly as long to cut grass now. So I love this zero turner. I gotta tell y'all that. I may do a review on it. And I had a choice between a Craftsman and a John Deere. And even though I love the John Deere name, I didn't like the features that were on the John Deere. I know I'm talking about stuff that that is not our topic right now, but I'm gonna get on topic. I just didn't like it, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because I have too much grass to cut, and I have too many height differences that I cut. Like my front yard, I cut it a certain height because I wanted it to look nice. My backyard where the dogs run around, I cut it a different height. And then what we consider the farm area, I cut it down really low, mainly because I don't want to see any snakes. So anyway, in order for me to adjust the height on the Craftsman, it's on the left side, I just go, and boom, I pick what it takes 5 seconds. On the Craftsman, however, I would have had to get off the tractor, use some tools, adjust the height, and then do it. I was like, oh no, I don't have that kind of time. So that yeah, that's what happened last week. So happy about that purchase. I had a big week. Well, I've had a big week in the last 7 days. I got the tractor, then I bought some golf clubs. I went and played my first 18 with my new golf clubs yesterday. I'm gonna tell you guys about that before we end the live. So start listening to people who have your best interest in their heart, please, and thank you. The reason why I'm saying that, I'm thinking about a situation with myself and someone, because they watch the videos, and I don't want to make them feel bad, but they know who they are when they watch it. And roughly about 1.5 years, maybe 2 years ago now, I was like, hey, I got something that I'm about to start doing. And I know we always, we have these huge goals and we have these big things that we're trying to do, and I think this is going to be a great start to that. And at the time, the thing was only 150 bucks, and I knew the person had it, and it was an investment, but it's a long-term investment. And if they had done it then, they'd be real happy right now. Fast forward a month ago, about a month ago, I've been talking to this person about, what I've been doing for a while. And finally he's like, I said he. Finally they're like, yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and do X, Y, and Z. I said, okay, cool. I think that's a great idea. Now, mind you, I've been doing this for several months, like 7, 8, 9 months. And they finally got on board, which is good. And they're better late than never. So they log into their account. It's like, wait a minute. It says that I such and such. And I was like, well, cool. If you did that and you paid for it back then, bro, you're gonna be real happy because that investment has gone very well. Well, lo and behold, and I know why they did it. They put the order in just to appease me, so I would stop talking about it, but they never paid for it. And, period of time goes through. I never thought about it again. Honestly, I never thought about their account again. Because the way I do things, the way I am now, y'all hit the like button for me if you're watching. Now, used to, I would have a personal stake in it emotionally. Now, if I'm giving you some advice, especially financially, and you choose not to take it, guess what? That's your choice. That's not a me choice. I don't give a shit. I mean, I do because I want to see you do well, but as far as me getting emotionally involved, no ma'am, no sir, I'm not doing that. I don't do that anymore. So, lo and behold, they put the order in, didn't pay for it, and then they were kicking themselves. And they started calling themselves all kind of, I'm just so slow, and I'm this, I'm that. I'm like, bro, look. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, I said bro. I'm like, hey, look, you can't kick yourself because the information that you had then, you made the best for you with the information that you had. Now, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, if you just listen to me sometimes, you'd be in a much better situation. Because, I mean, it's like this all the time. It's like pulling damn teeth. I'm like, hey, why don't you, such and such. Oh, yeah, well, and it's negativity. And a lot of times now, when I get ready to make moves, I just do it. I don't even tell people around me. Y'all hit the like button for me if y'all are enjoying the content. A lot of times when people around me in my inner circle, if I've told them a few things that I know is working or will work or is working or whatever, and they don't listen or they don't do it, I stop talking to them about anything, especially financial. Because why would I continue to waste my time, energy, and pour into you if you can't even do the little thing, Because $150 to me, honestly, y'all, that's not a lot of money, okay? Especially for an investment that long term could turn into something that could be thousands. And this has. And unfortunately for them, they didn't reap that benefit. So, it's crazy because, it's been crazy. So anyway, I wanted to put out a video because it wasn't really bothering me. I just think that somebody needs to hear that. If you have someone in your life and they have a track record of giving you great advice, giving you great life coaching, giving you awesome avenues for you to do better in life, start listening to them. And I'm not saying you got to do everything that they're doing, because usually people that give out information, give out advice, give out financial tips, usually those people are on a whole nother level anyway. So they're making moves behind the scenes. And another thing, if you got somebody like that in your life, cherish them, because they're not going to constantly keep doing that. They're doing it because they really care about you. They're doing it because they really love you. They're doing it because they really want to see you do well. I have several mentors in my life, and I can call them, every one of them right now, and they'll pick up the phone if they see my number, or If they're busy doing something, they'll call me back within 30, 40 minutes. And that's the kind of relationship you want to have as the mentee. You want to be a good mentee so that your mentor, especially if they're not charging you, will be more apt and excited about helping you. Does that make sense to y'all? Because, you know, me being a mentor, me being a life coach to several people, sometimes it's some people are difficult and others are not as difficult, and some people are like, yeah, I don't care to talk to this person anymore because they're silly. So yeah, that's where I am with that. So how do you find a mentor? How do you find somebody? See, a lot of times when we start changing vocabulary, we start changing our mindset. Because see, if you have somebody who is more successful than you in life, I'll just put it that way, then that is a mentor to you. You might look at them as a friend, but they're truly a mentor, and you need to start treating them like that. Because their time, especially if they're doing better than you in life, guess what? Their time is worth more money. Not that their life is, their time. Because people that I associate with and I consider them mentors, they're at a level in an endeavor where I aspire to be. I'm gonna say that again. People that I look to and look at as mentors, they are at a level, and let's just say that level is there, and let's say I'm here on that level, or I may be down here on that level. I'm aspiring to be up here. And that can be in business, that can be finances, that can be spiritually, mentally, that could be in tarot cards, whatever you are aspiring to be. If you have somebody that's kind of coaching you and coaxing you and teaching you, cherish that person's time, because they put in the time and the energy and probably the sacrifice of money to get where they are. So make sure you don't abuse that relationship, because just like that, you could lose it. And with everyone in my life, especially people in my inner circle, which is very few and far between, and I've gotten to the point where the older I get, the more I feed people with long handled spoons anyway, because I'm becoming more of a loner, because I realize that everybody that say they're or everybody that's smiling in your face doesn't have your best interest. Some people that smile in your face, and some people say, oh yeah, that's my friend, that's my buddy, that's my bro, you know, whatever. Sometimes they mean you no good. So I'm just saying. Hopefully this is helping somebody. Hopefully you guys have gotten a little bit out of this. I told you guys before I left I was going to tell you about my first round with my new clubs. So I went out yesterday evening, met up with a guy that I had played with once before, and he had a friend of his that was with him who is pretty decent. And if he had my short game, he'd be really on fire. He'd be on the PGA Tour. But see, with me, I noticed something, because I just picked my clubs back up maybe a month ago, but because I have a pitching green set up in my backyard, and because I putt usually every night, and I don't spend a whole bunch of time putting. I just, I put down a coffee cup on the floor, I take a ball, and I swing the putter. That's all my practice is every night. It showed yesterday on the course. I was totally disgusted with all of my drives. I think I hit one drive with a 5-iron that probably went, I don't know, 20, 50 yards, and it was amazing. Matter of fact, all my shots with my 5-iron were impeccable, amazing, wonderful. There are a few things that I was not doing that I know to do. One being clamp my hands down on the club, because a couple times I caught the club slipping in my hand. That was number one. Number two, and the main problem I had yesterday with my drives is I didn't have anything set up properly. My drives were going pow to the left. So that's something, a round of golf that to me was a failure. But when I thought about it this morning, I was like, wait a minute. I normally hit from the white tees. I played from the blue tees yesterday, and I shot 4 strokes under what I did the last time. So I'm thinking about going back out today and playing 18. I wouldn't play by myself though. Thinking about playing 18 by myself so that I can get some true numbers. I still don't know. I still don't have my irons dialed in to the point where, okay, well, and believe it or not, my short game from 150 in is good. It's really good. However, I still don't have everything dialed into, okay, well, if I swing at 7 o'clock, my ball is going here. If I swing at 8 o'clock, and that's only because I haven't hit these clubs during it. I ended 18 on a birdie. And I see now how I can shoot a lot better when I go back, just by one, keeping my head in the game, two, clamping my hands down on the grips like I'm supposed to, and three, just really getting my position correct. Now, once I do those three things, I'll probably shave 20 strokes off my game, because there was a couple of holes I just conceded. I just gave up and I just took 8s, which you should never do, but I did. And you know, I have regret for that, because if I hadn't done that on 2 or 3 of them, I would have shot under 100. And that's not bad, being this is my like 3rd time playing, and I have a new set of clubs, and I've only been playing like a month. You know, back, I haven't picked up a golf club in probably 15 years, literally. So I'm very, very positive about what happened. I also caught a super deal yesterday on a new driver. Something just said, hey, stop by this pawn shop. I was leaving Lowe's, I was heading to a job. Something said, stop by this pawn shop. I stopped by. I said, hey bro, I walked in. I said, hey man, you got any golf clubs? He's like, I don't have any full sets, but I got a couple singles over here. I said, okay, cool, let me see what you got. So I looked, he literally had 4 clubs. 2 of them I was interested in. The first one I picked up, I was like, this is nice. It was left-handed club. I don't hit left-handed. The second one was a Ping, I think it's a P15, P15. And I was like, okay, this is nice. And it was just a single club. Now the one I picked up originally, I picked it up because I loved the cover on it. Now the cover itself is probably a $30, $40, $50 cover, easily. It's probably worth more than that. And that's why I picked up that club first. I knew it was gonna be a nice club because it had a nice cover on it. So the second club, I was like, okay, cool. And it had, I think the price on it was like $78. He said, yeah, everything's negotiable. I said, all right, what's your best price? He said, I'm thinking $60. I said, I was thinking closer to 40. He said, okay, I'll tell you what, let's do 50 plus tax out the door. I was like, all right, cool, that's fair. So as I'm ringing up and everything, I was like, hey, would you be willing to sell me that cover, or since this one doesn't cover one, would you give me that cover? So he went and looked at it. He was like, sure, I'll give it. So I basically bought the cover and got the driver free, or I bought the driver and got the cover free. So now, because I was looking at buying a new cover, I just saved myself at least, like I said, $40, $50 on a new driver cover just by buying a new driver. And I haven't even hit it yet. I plan on hitting it today. I might go to the driver range before I play and just hit a little small bucket of balls just to see how that driver fits. I'm not gonna spend a whole bunch of time with it because I do want to play today. Yeah, but yesterday was, while I was playing around, was a total disaster. But after I reassessed my round in my head, I was like, man, that was a huge success. Huge success, because, and see, I don't cheat when I'm playing either. I don't like, if I lose a ball, I count that as a stroke. A lot of guys, they lose a ball and they're like, okay, I'm gonna play here. I don't cheat myself in the game, because I'm trying to see where I am so I can get better. So I know what I'm working on. So I know what I'm working with and know what I need to work on. That makes sense? It's gonna be coming out. I'm gonna try to launch it. I don't know. I gotta pick me a launch date for it, and it's gonna be strictly a golf channel. Because I know a lot of you guys are not interested in golf, which is fine, and I totally get it, and I totally understand it. But you guys are interested in Roderick and Jennifer's life, so I give you guys some updates here and there. But you guys know that this is mainly a prepper channel, but I believe with prepping, it's about the total being. I don't think it's just about going out buying, long-term food stores and make sure you got water and filters and all that kind of stuff. Make sure you can make a fire. No, prepping is all about everything, because everything goes into prepping. Your whole life and your whole being, especially your mindset. If and when something happens, SHTF, Tiawaki, or whatever, it's crazy. I had a dream last night that we were going through SHTF, and I've never dreamed about it. I've never dreamed about SHTF. I've never dreamed about Tiawaki. I've never dreamed about it. But last night, as a matter of fact, I woke up and I ran in and checked on Jennifer. I was like, ooh, I just had a crazy dream. And it wasn't really a nightmare. It was, anyway, I'll tell you guys about it another time. But make sure that whatever you have purchased, that you know how to operate everything. How about that? No matter what it is, whether it's BBB, beans, bullets, or Band-Aids, make sure you know how to use the items that you have. Because the worst thing that can happen is if something happens, an emergency happens, you have the equipment that you need, or you have whatever you need, but you have no clue how to use it. Start learning now. Get your skills up now. And I know this is not the first time I've said this. Get your skills up now. In everything. Electrical, carpentry work, plumbing, medical, first aid, filtering water, making a fire, building a shelter, security. Start learning and prepping that stuff now, so that if something happens, you at least have an idea. Okay? So as always, I'm going to send y'all some love. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate you immensely. And I will see you guys at another time, okay? All right, y'all be blessed. Take care.